So we are going to deep dive into credit issues. So even if you have a credit issue, it's still possible for you to get approved. So what do I mean? Life happens, lives, right? And people have issues that happen, such as bankruptcies, foreclosures, evictions, um, repossessions, collections. So they have a lot of issues that could potentially happen to them on their credit. But guess what? It's not the end of the world, right? So you can still get approved for a mortgage even if you don't have perfect credit. Is there some work involved? Yes. Like anything worth having, there's work involved. There's things that you need to do, things that you need to have. However, you can get approved for a mortgage. The worst thing that you can have is a foreclosure, right? But guess what? Even after you've had a foreclosure, you have the ability to purchase a home again. How so? Because there's time frames that are put in place where if you meet those time frames or have surpassed the time frames, you're allowed to purchase again. So with FHA, if you've had a foreclosure, then after 3 years of not when it was foreclosed on, but take this note, 3 years after you have your mortgage insurance has paid off the creditor, then you're able to purchase a home. So the worst thing that you could have is the foreclosure in terms of housing. And after 3 years, you can buy again. So that does not stop you from purchasing a home foreclosure. Let's say you did bankruptcy. With bankruptcy, after 2 years and a day, if it's chapter 7 bankruptcy, you can apply again. After two years and a day after your bankruptcy has been discharged, you have the ability to apply again for a mortgage. Are you going to be looked at differently and maybe scrutinized a little bit? Yeah, you are, because you had a major credit event hit. But what you definitely want to do is, if you currently in bankruptcy or you have filed bankruptcy, you want to make sure you reestablish your credit. And the other thing is, you want to make sure that you pay attention to your credit. You don't want to have any type of collections or late payments that come on your credit after you've already had a bankruptcy. So, guys, if you just hopped on, we are talking about if you've had credit issues or have credit issues, you can still get approved for a mortgage. We've talked about foreclosures so far. If you're watching this, and you're new to my channel, hit the notification button and possibly subscribe so you can get notified when I come on and do lives or when I produce new videos. Um, so let's take bankruptcy. If you have Chapter 13 bankruptcy and you want to apply for a home while you're actually in the bankruptcy, you can do it. You just need 12 on-time payments for the bankruptcy, and then we can pre-approve you. Now, there's going to be something called manual underwrite. What a manual underwrite is, we are going to manually underwrite your file, and there's going to be a couple different steps that you need to take, right? The first additional step is, do you have a 12-month history of paying your rent on time? Why do we look at that? Because your rent is the highest payment that you're typically going to be paying, as close to your mortgage as possible, as close to a mortgage as possible. So we're going to look at that and see if you're paying on time. And then we're also going to make sure that after you pay pay your down payment and closing costs, which are going to have to come from you, that you have the ability to have 1 or 2 months reserves left over to show that you have money. If you can do that and you're inside of your bankruptcy and you can provide us 12 months of on-time payments in your bankruptcy, you can qualify without a problem at all.